smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is your host, Ayande Joseph, and today I'm going to be talking about how Deadpool and Wolverine saved the MCU. Now, yes, I've already made a video giving my thoughts on this movie in which I gave it an 8 out of 10, and you're gonna ask, if you only gave it an 8 out of 10, how could it possibly save the MCU? Well, I think that this movie proved a couple of things. I think it was Ryan Reynolds' audition to Kevin Feige as why Deadpool and Wolverine and the X-Men in totality should have a bigger role going forward. When you look at the press tour that Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine did for the months and weeks leading up to the movie release, it's crazy. I mean, this man was literally everywhere, from YouTube to articles to TikTok. It was very clear that he had a set goal on raising as much money. And I can't claim to know a lot about the movie industry, but from what I've gleaned in my past years, it is the more publicity about it, the better performing the movie will be. And I think that Ryan Reynolds was intent on proving to Kevin Feige that what I have and the power that I have to create is so special that you need to have me going forward. And I think with the great success, I mean, it was already the highest grossing rated R film just off of its debut. And that's pretty crazy. And the fact that Disney has that under their belt now also shows that rated R movies for Disney works. So Ryan Reynolds is completely opening up the door of endless possibilities. I think that he has solidified himself as well as Hugh Jackman in the future of the MCU. But how did this save it? Well, another thing that Deadpool and Wolverine also did so well, I'm assuming you've watched it at this point. If you haven't, please click off, I'm about to spoil. But the cameos like Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, as well as we had Hulk in there, we had Blade in there. It's just the fact that they could slide in these cameos, and something that I mentioned in my breakdown video was that these cameos didn't feel forced. They didn't feel like they were beating you over the head with it, and they were nice additions to the movie. The cameos were input into the movie perfectly. It was delightful to see them. I think one of my favorite ones that doesn't get as much attention because she's not as popular, but is the TVA agent, the black woman that we were introduced to in Loki. It was really cool to see her, because at first when we meet Paradox, I feel like it wasn't gratifying enough to know that, you know, we have God of Stories Loki, we have the black woman, and then we have this guy. Like, I want to know more and more, like, some more credibility to this dude's TVA appearance. So I think it was great that we had her in it. And so I think this movie literally brought together over 10 movies of worth, not even including the X-Men. When you add that in, that probably goes up to the 20s or whatever. But I think that this movie really was an audition to Kevin Feige to prove that this style of the cinematic multiverse is completely possible and doable. And I think that it has saved the MCU because it has completely righted the track. The best thing is acceptance. And I think that in this movie it proved that Marvel has accepted that their past projects have been underperforming. And that's the key thing. If Marvel keeps living the delusion that this is exactly what the audience wants, then it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. But I think that Deadpool has reminded Marvel and Disney that there's a certain quality that us Marvel fans are expected to and what we deserve. So I think that going forward, we are in an excellent spot for the MCU's trajectory to keep going up and up and up. And personally, I think that Brave New World is gonna continue this amazing moves, and I think that Fantastic Four First Steps is only gonna improve as well. I think the momentum really is in Marvel's hands. If anything to compare it to, I think of Star Wars and Andor, how for Andor really had the upward trajectory that Star Wars needed after so long, even though Ahsoka, the Acolyte, and Obi-Wan kind of went downwards. In my opinion, that might be a hot take, but I think that's fair. I think that's kind of at the point that Marvel's at, and so they have the choice now to keep increasing the quality, or we're gonna fall back into those pitfalls of Miss Marvel, the Marvels, Eternals, and all those other films that we don't really like to talk about. Anyways, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments of these L takes or these W takes, and as always, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.